What means gig economy today? Let's listen to Mark Graham, one of the leading researchers on the subject.
It's basically a system of work where you're paid per task or per gig. So instead of paying you a monthly or weekly salary, so it could be something like driving a car, driving a taxi. It could be doing a translation or a transcription. It could be almost anything imaginable, where you're essentially paid in small increments for small tasks rather than larger chunks of work. In most cases, you're not directly employed by your client and you're treated as a self-employed worker.
In the rise of digital delivery platforms, we have seen a new occupation of urban environment. With the status as startups, delivery companies such as Lieferando, Foodora or Deliveroo have enormous financial power to fight for their stakes on the market, to see in public by large campaigns of print and poster media. Digital ads, for example on Google, and many riding boxes, hustling between so-called starting zones, partner restaurants and consumer, led by an app, hunting for new customers. What separates companies based on platform delivery from conventional restaurants, including delivery services, is that they have live information about consumer behavior, rider efficiency, and workloads of diverse food productions to control the market through the so-called analytics.
They get to see all the orders and all the data of what people are trying to buy or buying. And if there is, and from this analytics, they can literally tell what kind of demand needs to be filled for a given region. If you're an individual restaurant, you do not have horizontal access to data so that you know something is missing or something is in high demand. You can only know it with respect to your own menu. But if you're Uber, you really have God's eye on everyone's appetite for a given hour.
Being self-employed as a rider and to have control where and when to accept requests sent by artificial intelligence attracts many people. We can see a strong competition for requests among themselves. There are hotspots in public space and certain restaurants. And figure out their private strategies to influence the AI for their better good. Considering the rider's perspective, it is not necessary to research extensively to become aware of their precarious working conditions.
We have no employment rights really, there's no sick pay, no holiday pay.
You don't care about your stuff, how they're delivering their food, how they get attacked by knife.
It's my life, it's my bike, I have to pay the rent, I have to eat.
They are in the front line of the crisis.
But human beings somehow by nature are made to defend themselves against injustice in their system, and so did a large group of riders working for delivery platforms too. Initially organized through WhatsApp groups, unions were formed, and pressure was put on the platform operators through strong public claims. In Germany, this led to Deliveroo withdrawing from the market within 2 days after the decision were made. Lieferando, which had bought all its competitors left in previous years, hires its staffs by contracts and pay by hour, but still on precarious basis, and keeping resistance down by not allowing working councils. Even though Lieferando is dependent on global investor money, because they are not making profit. Can the gig economy only work profitable under precarious working conditions? And are service jobs such as delivery therefore in long term intended to be run by robots? In the eyes of Amber Case, rider can be seen as cyborgs already.
I would like to tell you all that you are all actually cyborgs, but not the cyborgs that you think. You're not RoboCop and you're not Terminator, but you're cyborgs every time you look at a computer screen or use one of your cell phone devices.
It seems like the so-called cyborgs are an important part in developing the future delivery services in order to develop artificial intelligence and to get a better understanding of consumer behavior.
So I think we're at the early stages of this kind of formation change. If we can get the delivery cost lower, whether through autonomous vehicles, rover robots, maybe drones even, I think that would help a lot. For consumer markets, reducing cost generally has very strong elasticity response.
When do we see moving kitchens cruising around the most profitable areas there are, either on the road or even in the sky, delivering the last mile by drones, guided and calculated by artificial intelligence? History has shown us that change and evolution in an economy are led by maximizing money. As soon as the machines are secure enough to go out by themselves and cheap in the making, we will see a rise of robots, such as we have seen the rise of Model T in the beginning of Fordism. Profitable business models won't find much resistance in capitalist politics and law.